it's a new open. I like it. Hello again, everyone. Bob Pompeani here, watching Ken Rice leave the studio. And boy, he has just one of those walks, you know, man in control. And he's doing it right now again as he leaves. Thank you, Ken, for setting us up here tonight. Welcome to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook. We're here taking your calls at 412-575-2600. If you have something you'd like to talk about, please let us know. You can also tweet at KDPomp, at Gene Collier. We'll get into that discussion beginning with Gerrit Cole. We're going to start there because Gene had some very interesting stuff as we welcome in the outstanding columnist with the Post-Gazette, Gene Therapy. Gene, you had some breakdown numbers, and I used some of them on the news tonight. And I thought the best one was this one. So Gerrit Cole signs 9 years, in case you missed it, $345 million. Gene broke it down per hour for every hour for the next 9 years. And Gene, this is what you tell the people what you found.
Well, I use the really sophisticated journalism technique of pulling out the calculator function on my phone, and what $345 million over 9 years gets you is $36 million a year, which means $4,120.88 an hour for every hour of every day, awake or asleep, for the next 9 years. That's $98,000 a day. Things just got very merry in the
So, in other words, you go to sleep tonight. You sleep for, let's say, 7 hours.
Not me, Bob. Gerrit Cole.
Gerrit Cole. Wouldn't that be nice? You wake up, automatically under your pillow, like the Tooth Fairy would deliver 28 grand. Is that right? Is that my math right?
That's essentially right.
Essentially, just for sleeping. He gets that for 9 years in a row. Now, to put this in perspective, you have to understand that in one day, the Yankees gave Gerrit Cole $345 million, which is more than all of the Pirate free agent signings in the last 25 years combined. That pretty much tells you everything.
Saw that tweet as well. Yeah. The other thing that you consider when you look at these huge numbers, and this isn't anything new to baseball fans, but you know, Gerrit Cole's going to get about $1 million a start, a little more than $1 million a start, whether or not the start is any good. I mean, 2 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. That's $1 million.
That's easy. Don't have to do much, and it's all guaranteed, which is one of the things about baseball, that if something should happen to him and he can't pitch anymore, the Yankees are still on the hook for $345
On the other hand, congratulations to Gerrit Cole. He's playing the system, and
he did. And if you remember, the beginning of the system was not very good to him because the Pirates did not want to give him what he wanted, even if it meant a little bit more.
That's right.
And so he went in arbitration, and he wanted to make sure that he can take advantage of that, which he did now free agency. He worked the system, and he deserves it.
And the main thing he did was he was an excellent pitcher. He's probably the best pitcher in the game.
All right, so the Pirates don't have him. They don't have a lot of things. They need some pitching, and Ben Cherington said at the winter meetings today in San Diego that that's their top priority, as well as a catcher, and they're offering Marte to someone who can have a controllable catcher, a young one.
Right.
I don't know how many teams have that.
Yeah, catching is kind of at a premium, too, around the big leagues, so, you know, those guys are hard to get to. I think Jacob Stallings did a good job for the Pirates. I don't know if he's necessarily a #1 catcher, but whenever he's had to play, he's played pretty well.
Yeah, he has, and he's the only one they have left. They let Elias Diaz go, so we'll see what happens there. In the meantime, the Steelers got some good news. It's only one practice day. You can draw whatever conclusion you want. However, James Conner, full participant in practice. Juju Smith-Schuster, full participant in practice. I still don't believe they're going to play, just because I think they're trying to err on the side of caution with these injuries. What's your take?
I don't know. I think it depends on how they view this game. They should view it as pretty important. You can take over the 5th playoff spot, and Buffalo's a very good team. So I think if those guys can play, they should play. Juju hasn't played since November 14th, and I think did Connor go out in the Cleveland game also?
Yeah. So that's it's a while. But again, he came back a little too soon from his previous shoulder, and the same shoulder got messed up. So they're going to maybe really take time with him. We'll see. But they're getting production out of a collective run game that works. And tomorrow night it's going to be interesting because the Baltimore Ravens play the Jets. It's a Thursday night short week. A lot of debate about whether or not Lamar Jackson should play in that game, because they're probably going to win a game even without him. Would you play him if you're John Harbaugh, knowing that he is your #1 thing going in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to think hard about that. I saw Lamar Jackson say today, Bob, that he's going to play. He feels fine. He's going to play. I think it's a little bit too early with 3 games to go to be trying to figure out who to rest. Baltimore still has some work to do. I mean, obviously, it looks like they're going to win the division, but I think they have to play as though they're not sure.
They have a big 2-game lead over New England, basically, and there's
Yeah,
3
they
left.
do.
So, I mean, for the number 1 seed, but I don't know if I'd risk them tomorrow night. We'll see. What do you think? 412-575-2600. We got some hockey talk when we come back. Join us right now. It is the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, and we're coming back with your calls next right here on Pittsburgh CW. The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, celebrating 25 years as Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters, where honesty and integrity still matter.